So hello everybody for the second part of today's special record talk. And yeah, I'm here at my cozy corner, coffee house of American style here in Vienna that I big time love. And I wanted to give out a few infos or whatever gonna come about records that I have laying around next to me. And I just was visiting before earlier the audio center where I got some information that I also pass on to you. And yeah, let's see where we're gonna go. I'm here, and just before the phone broke down I had expanded what's going on Baby Paint record number 63. And the miniskirts are all over today, like it's really, I'm in that painting today. As you can see, like we just turn it around now. It's a beautiful street, and again it seems like it's adjusting to the painting what's going on. Only thing missing, the one who's lying on the floor. It's not said that this is already finished, so maybe somebody is lying on the floor there in a few minutes. So what the fuck you doing? This is the numbers name actually. Last time I said it's unnamed, but as now I encountered a painting in that way, I gotta say, yeah, it's written on the front, what the fuck you doing? And the dog also just passed before, so enough talk about this. Suiting to that painting mood, there is one CD here, this one, especially this one that is suiting, and it's from Dorothy Ashby. Actually there's hip hop in there, and the CDs that I'm gonna present you today, 3 of them, face to face. I love that, oh my god. And also Mary Lou Williams. They are coming from a special collector that sadly passed away a few years ago. I didn't know him personally, but at Audio Center I just got the information about his name, but this doesn't even matter what the name was. It's just with a big way of academic approach, he took over all the informations he could find, and for every CD there is he manufactured on his own like info sheets, extended info sheets, and everywhere you have in there like the backs of the records he put in his CDs, like he copied it and put it in. The story is like this: this guy was collecting like all the swinging stuff, blue notes, everything you can imagine. He had the biggest collection, like whatever, unimaginable. And when he passed away, like somebody who was taking charge of his passing stuff, he just sold it, and so it got back into the flow. All these 3 are remainings because they are copies. He did have all the records, the original pressings, I guess, and early 90s or whatever, he chose to make it digital, and he put the records, recorded it onto the digital. Maybe these are original transferred recordings, made them on his own. And yeah, I will go in detail later with the Mary Lou stuff thing, but here at first, Dorothy Ashby, hip hop. I love it. I love the sound of it. There are actually two CDs in there. You see, he also did the back on his own, like the design. And we have here In a Minor Groove, which is also on the CD. And I love the minor groove way. I don't know, minor groove is my thing. The front is in the painting, number 63. So the music of Dorothy Ashby is big time. It's I can remember at Teuchtler. I got all this stuff. This thing was the collection of this person was obviously sold to. The CDs, part of it were obviously sold to Teuchtler, which is the record store. It's really famous because Before Sunrise had this scene in there. When they were in the record store listening to something, just check it out. Before Sunrise, a famous movie that is playing here in this city. And there are sounds out of other instruments beside the classic ones used in jazz that I encourage everybody really to check them out. Harp was really blowing my mind away. Dorothy Ashby was blowing my mind away that this is even possible. Things like this. And I needed a minor groove to understand what it's really about, what harp can do. It's hip. Yeah, and Starbucks. I got love to advertise today for you because all your playlist is really in the 60s, 50s, 60s back. Nice music. I would really also put in my iPod on my own. So be so nice to come home to. So we have here like these inserts, and they were copied from the back of the LPs. This is things that's almost a book. It's almost if you read all that, the information, it's all you need to know. This is real because you have music attached to it, and you have golden informations on those backs. So sometimes looking back is good. Here I want to go deeper into the Mary Lou Williams. There's a story with someone I met also in back early 2018 at a party. She recommended to me next to a beer. She recommended to listen to this record. And when I was at the Teuchtler, it was 2016, 17, I think, when she first showed up these CDs of this specific collector. It was like 17, 18, and they ain't necessarily so, but I gotta say that it's when I encountered it first time. Here, this collector had his own style, and if you look closer to the colors he used, the colors all have meaning, you see he really researched every littlest detail from every thing. Maybe like the person at Audio Center who obviously knew this person told me he was crazy in a way that extreme research for all the details, and he invested all his time into having the most detailed and vibrant and whatever collection with all the infos that you need to know, and then it was sold. Like it was not sold in a hole or whatever, then it got ripped apart, which is really kind of sad. And I remember this day when I was at Teuchtler, you know, it was also good because persons like me were able to get then CDs of this great quality. You know, it's this CD you don't just find you don't just have in any record store normally. Also not this, and also not that. So I have to say thank you for it. But it's in kind of, you know, this person invested a lot of time in there, and then it got trashed into different places. It's good and bad, you know. I think it's a good and a bad. It's a balance. So enough talking shit today. Like 63 is like a crazy pain, you know. And I won't go too much into the lore of Black Christ of the End. Just listen to it. And there is it's music that are really reaching, and that is really like the vocals of Mary Lou Williams. It's going in there, the chorals, you know, everything that's in there. It's deep, and yeah, it's a nice fun to listen to. Brand Green is also on there, which was back then the point, and that let me take this CD in the store and say, okay, yeah, wow, I want that. And not only that this one girl recommended it to me when I was talking, for whatever reason. It was kind of the only jazz thing she knew, and I said, yeah, I'm doing jazz, I'm a jazz guitar player, you know. So this was the day when at first I did hear that this existed, so I have to go quick because my phone accu also goes down. I see. Yeah. Like Christ of the Ends. And yeah, there was no longer conversation with her. She had to go to her father. And like at 11 in the evening, whatever. I wanted to ask, you know, have a longer conversation about this not Dorothy Ashe, but this Mary Lou Williams CD. And it was, by the way, it was Akademie for Bildende Künste. It was a Ausstellung, another miniskirt. It was an Ausstellung that I checked out because I knew some peeps from there, and yeah, tried to make some new connection or whatever, like to find someone, because I seriously was thinking about going to maybe study art back then, which is completely sorry, which is completely not my. Well, I don't think you don't have to do that. It's everybody. It's not me. I could teach it, but studying is not in a place or in a university. You don't need that. Not me. So this is a really weird story about 63. Yeah, let's go on. Last thing about these things here. The guy who was my friend seller at the Teuchtler. What I wanted to say is that he pushed all these out of the CDs and dropped it away. Like also most of those, which are sometimes original Japanese version extensions. They don't. It's just valuable for somebody who's interested in jazz to have these things. So I was really shocked when he threw this away, and to be honest, I got them as present. So I got it present because it wasn't a real release. He did it self-made, and so in the eyes of the seller this was worthless. And I understand. From the eyes of the seller I understand. And I'm really thankful, big time, for all I learned. And this record here, this has the biggest impact on me of those three. It was late in 2019. So check them out. And in the time I had to wait to load up the first of those two, I was lying around here and smoked almonds. They are new in the selection that you can get from there at the Starbucks, I think everywhere, I guess, because it's global or at least European organized what they have in stock. And it was such good that I got a second one, and to prove that I love it. They are good, and maybe you could do a spiced up version, like more spice. Why not? I love that. I love the moon. Of course, Alicia. I don't have to say that every time. It would be too much to say it all the time. I never said the whole time of my life, I never said really the words, those words, and because they're big, and in English it's different. In English it's way different, like way more easy to express things like this because it means so much more. In German, there is something about the German language that has no meaning in there. Meaningless, so much meaningless stuff in German, all meaningless. Like something written on the painting 63. So at first I was thinking today, I woke up, oh shit, oh my god, what am I gonna do today? I have so much in my head and I wanted to express. Number 3, I want to push out on the Insta or whatever. It never thought I'm sitting here like smoking almonds. I just wanted to go here because I think I follow my feelings. And then I was at the record shop, Audio Center, Jazz Heaven of Vienna, and I brought over 2 little books and one done in 1972, books of gold when it comes to jazz, like the real equivalent to the book about jazz that I just recently posted on Instagram. And I want you to check it out on your own, which one it is, because this is something you have to check out, so I won't say anything about it. But it's like from Design and Style, it's equivalent, and it's the little Wiener jazz book, and it was released in 1917 by the Sparkasse, which is also really nice that they support this kind of things. And Mr. Hans Martinek and Mr. Robert, I have to read that because I wrote it out, Schollum, it was the idea baby of them. I don't know anything about them, but it's written in the back, and I was just checking who was responsible for it and made a good photograph. The content is really with much detailed backstory information of the 50s, 60s, I would say. Like jazz scene was way bigger than now in Vienna back then. At least this book transfers this picture of the Vienna back then. And the second one was from 1991, RST Records, a little book about the Viennese jazz in those days, and especially also in connection to the RST record label. And yeah, there was Karl Ratzer in their picture, which is the most maybe the most known person featured by this label. I don't know, but I think so, because he played with Chet Baker later in his life. Like, he was starting out in Vienna in the 60s or whatever, and then in the 80s or what, 70s, late 70s, he went to America and played with Chet Baker and others. Big time hero, big time influence of mine. Like he's playing a lot, and I've met him a few times already. Vienna book, and I have brought along this because this is enough. You have to know about Vienna jazz. Besides that, and I'm sick of this. In a positive way, of course, and even more from the countryside. A lot of pink going around today. It's all 1863, so I just wanted to give you with this record talk, which is obviously it's kind of a semi-serious one, dead serious. And now, like, go back to the now, and I wanted to talk about this book, which is from my, let's go back to present and be serious again. I want to make a quick advertisement for my neighbor, Juliana. She wrote that book, and she wrote many books, and she gifted that to me someday when I was visiting her event. I think I should go to the world in 2000, because in 1990 I was born, and ich nehme jetzt just take any part out of this book, and I chose this one. Ich reiße die Tür auf und stelle mich im Gang ans offene Fenster. In Doberlug Kirchheim steigen beide aus. That's gotta be in Germany. Berlin Schönefeld, der Zug wird leer. Die Schweden im Nachbarabteil bleiben. Because I'm here at Schwedenplatz, and I think this is a good random choice to close off this video, because I also have to move away from here now, because they closed down the Starbucks, and to get it on again on like the love thing. I'm in love. I'm doing art. So this was a semi-serious record talk, and Sirius Black is the dog in number 63.